Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I'm going to hit you with the latest Raiders news and rumors. So guess what? It's time to break out the Chucky heads. Yeah, that's right. That's what today's going to be all about. So the first rumor rolling up on today's show. The Denver Broncos will win by 2 touchdowns. Who's the idiot that came up with this? This one's Tuck Rule, Tuck that. Clutch Sports, man. You guys put out some really interesting stuff. And I'm going around the webs looking at the most bullshit articles I can find, and then this one hits me square in the face. Clutch Points basically says that the Raiders are going to beat the Broncos, not by 1 touchdown, not by a field goal, but by 2 touchdowns. Now, they did state that Von Miller will have a great game. I'm okay with that, right? Von Miller is a great player. But how can you write an article and then be confident and say that the Broncos are going to win by 2 touchdowns? Also, let me know, when they wrote the article, okay, they had Antonio Brown also in the article having a good game. So it's not like they were predicting AB not playing. Yes, it's been an up and down roller coaster, and if you've already subscribed to our channel, you'll know that we've been covering this nonstop. But the Broncos and Raiders game, I can guarantee you one thing. They're not going to lose by 2 touchdowns. In fact, I'm putting my money on the Raiders to win this game outright, and you guys should too. Go to BetDSI, the internet's #1 sports book. If you want free money, if you want to bet on the Raiders, you want to put extra money in your pocket, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. If you put down $100 on BetDSI and you use that promo code, you get $120 for free. Somebody please tell me in the world what's better than free money and watching the Raiders beat up on the Broncos. I'm waiting. Let me know. So predict the score here. Raiders versus the Broncos. I think the Raiders win this game right now. It's funny how it's so much shit has shifted here with this Raiders-Broncos game. Originally, the Raiders were underdogs, and now it's a spread. Pick 'em. There's a lot of different things going on here. So everyone predict the Broncos at the Raiders. First person to get the score correct, I'm going to Venmo you $25. Venmo is at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's keep the rumors rolling here. Spoiler alert, you're going to see something that has never happened on a Raiders Report ever in the history of the show. Joe Flacco will crush the Oakland Raiders. Come on, man. Tuck Rule, tuck that. Clutch Points again. Throwing it out there, man. They're just like, hey, what's the dumbest shit I can possibly do? And Clutch Points writer's like, hang on, hold my beer. Another brilliant paragraph via Clutch Sports. Clutch Points, I don't know who they are. They put out that Flacco will take advantage of the holes in the Raiders' defense. Really? He's going to take advantage of the holes in the Raiders' defense. Not so sure on that. And then, my favorite part of this article was that we get to see vintage Joe Flacco. Vintage Joe Flacco. So what I did is I threw together some stats. Here's what everyone considers, I would say, vintage Joe Flacco. Where in 2011, he threw for 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions the year after that when they won the Super Bowl. And then 2013, you pay him all that money and 19 touchdowns, 22 interceptions. Great job, Joe. 27 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. By far, his best career. And think about this. Joe Flacco, okay, has had 22 or fewer touchdown passes in 7 of the past 8 seasons. Why do people love Joe Flacco so much? I have absolutely no idea. And for them to say that we get to see vintage Joe Flacco, to be honest, I'm okay with that. I'm okay going up against vintage Joe Flacco. You want to give me Joe Flacco who we've seen in the vintage times, or if you're going to give me this guy the last 4 years, either way, he don't scare me. I'm not worried about Joe Flacco whatsoever. So how many interceptions will Joe Flacco throw versus the Oakland Raiders week 1 on Monday Night Football? I'm thinking 2. I want to see 2 interceptions. I'm going to be having my interception, my touchdown chain. We're all going to be rocking there live, and hopefully, if your guys are going to the Monday Night Football game, hit me up. Next rumor rolling in here. Like I said, you're going to see something you've never seen before. The Raiders are the worst team in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Tuck Rule, tuck that. Pro Football Focus hates the Oakland Raiders. That one's for Chucky heads. If you're saying, what does that even mean, Mitch? You'll see here in a little bit. So Pro Football Focus yesterday released their power rankings. They had the Raiders ranked at 32. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's only 32 teams in the NFL. And every single time Pro Football Focus comes out with something, they just rip on the Raiders. Pro Football Focus had Antonio Brown rated under an 80. Had Rodney Hudson rated under an 80. Had Trent Brown rated under an 80. Like, what? Pro Football Focus tucked them. They just hate the Raiders. And if you're somebody who's a Raiders fan and you look for content and you listen to Pro Football Focus, or if you listen to anybody that gives you Pro Football Focus stats regarding the Oakland Raiders, you're an idiot. Sorry, that's the truth. So type H if you hate Pro Football Focus, because it's clear to me, clear as day, that Pro Football Focus hates the Oakland Raiders. So tuck them, zero Chucky heads, block them. Now subscribe to the Oakland Raiders Report, because we give you the real shit here, not like Pro Football Focus. And if you're a real part of Raider Nation, you will click the link below, youtube.com/Raiders Report. You tell me how many channels out there are going live. Today's my off day, and I'm doing videos. Why? Because Antonio Brown doesn't care that it's my off day. And we're giving you content every single day. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and let me know how many other channels out there are giving away free Monday Night Football tickets. Yeah, exactly. I announced the winner. If you didn't see it, go back and watch yesterday's video. So, I also like having fun here, and one of the things that we do here on the Raiders Report, we are the most interactive Raiders channel, and for everyone who thinks that I don't look at your comments, you are so wrong, like Manuel. So this was a comment on my 53-man cut video, and 53-man roster video. Manuel, 1, get a picture, and sorry, you were wrong, they cut Keith Smith. Let's go to PS4G, who is one of my most loyal watchers, but it puts Aitman ain't getting cut. Sorry, Aitman, he got cut. Let's go to Fred Moe, who needs to get a picture. They're not cutting Marcel Aitman. Well, Fred, you and PS4, maybe you guys should link up and talk a little bit more on Xbox Live, because you're both wrong. Let's go to the next cold take. Oaktown Down, one of my most loyal watchers. Great job, Mitch, with the 53 roster, but I think that Doss has outplayed Hunter Renfrow in that slot position. You know what, Oaktown? I agree with you. Here's the thing. I think longevity, Hunter Renfrow, better player than Keelan Doss. But also the Raiders, they don't care what I have to say. Let's go to Yee Lee. Yee Lee. Honestly, though, how drunk are you? Oh, my Lord. Should get rid of Carr and Glenn and just keep Peterman. Well, first off, Peterman, he's on the IR. That doesn't do us any good. So how drunk are you? Let us know in the comments section how many beers you think Yee Lee is drinking on this today's show. Another cold take, and it's actually not so bad. Lorenzo Taylor. That's exactly what I got on the depth chart. You know what, Lorenzo? I appreciate you. Here's the thing, though. I wasn't 100% right either. I got like 90% right. Now, I understand I ripped some of you, but here's the thing. Family, you rip on each other, and I only rip on people that I truly love. So that's one thing you can understand. If you want to get your comments on the show, if you want to get some cold takes ripped on the show, make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/Raiders Report. So on my rumors roundup, I did tuck rule, tuck rule, tuck rule for the first time ever. I promise you, the next one is not going to be tuck rule. So let's look at that next one. The Raiders will finish 8-8. Not the worst team in the NFL. Here's the thing, though. This one is 2 Chucky heads, and people are talking. So the Raiders, they have the hardest schedule in the NFL. In terms of miles traveled, think about this. Over 40,000 miles the Raiders will travel this year. If you want a comparison, the New York Jets will travel 9,000 miles. What does that tell me? The NFL hates the Raiders. Let's go to Raider Nation for Life in the comments section. So Heavy.com, they took the Raiders through their entire 16-game schedule, which, like I said, it is very difficult. Heavy.com had the Raiders winning that season opener. Hope so. I'll be there. But losing the final game in Oakland against the Jags. So here's the schedule of the Raiders game. And what I want everyone to do while they're watching, if you think the Raiders are going to win, shout out win or type win. Broncos, Chiefs, at the Vikings, at the Colts. Not that easy of a start. Luckily, Andrew Luck, he ain't playing. Week 5 against the Bears. They looked pretty good on Thursday Night Football. Well, the defense did. That offense, whew, oh man, that offense was bad. The Packers, the Texans, the Lions, Then the week 10, gets the Chargers, the Bengals. We get to go up against Le'Veon Bell and the Jets. At the Chiefs, it's going to be a tough matchup. And then we're wrapping up this season. Week 14 against the Titans. Week 15 against the Jags, the last game in Oakland. And then at the Chargers and at the Denver Broncos. It is not going to be an easy game whatsoever or an easy schedule whatsoever for the Oakland Raiders. So how many games will the Raiders win? If you're watching this live on YouTube, let me know, comment below. If you're watching this on Facebook, comment below. If you're watching this live at the Raiders kickoff party, I want you to just scream out, how many games will the Raiders win this season? 8, 9, 7, 2, tuck you. Let me know in the comments section how many games the Raiders are going to win this season. And for those of you that are like, hey, Mitch, the Raiders, they're going 16-0. They're winning the Super Bowl. Well, go to BetDSI and put your money where your mouth is. It's chatsports.com/bet. You got to use that link. And then while you're there, get some free money. Use my promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. Let's keep the rumors rolling here on the Raiders Report. Derek Carr is one of the best. This one's for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. And for those of you that are like, Mitch, you've never played football. You're just a random douche that does a video on YouTube around the Raiders. What do you know? These aren't my words. These are the words of Von Miller, who I think is a pretty good football player. So we all know Derek Carr, when you protect him, and he can go through the reads, something I can't do, when he feels comfortable back there, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's awesome. So Von Miller had very, very high praise for Derek Carr. I do think Derek Carr is one of the best. The fact that Von Miller, somebody who's going to be going up against him, spoke that highly of him is something I like. Von Miller also did say nice things about Antonio Brown. He said that the media blows up things around AB. He spoke very highly of Trent Brown, said he's the best right tackle in the league. And obviously he'd said nice things about Derek Carr. So that is a comment from Von Miller. That is not a comment from me. If you don't believe me, hey, go look it up yourself. So how many touchdowns for Derek Carr this season? I'm curious what you guys have to say. So how many touchdowns? If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, comment below. If you're watching this live at the Black Hole Kickoff Party, scream right now. Tell me how many touchdowns you think Derek Carr is going to have, because I guarantee you when I see this, I'm going to yell out my number. So how many touchdowns for Derek Carr this season? And for those of you that are watching us on Facebook, I appreciate my top Facebook fans. Christy, David, James, Charles, German. I appreciate you guys. And if you want to become a top Facebook fan, like, comment, and here's the big one, share the video. That tells Facebook that you like my videos, and then it tells Facebook, hey, we should make this guy a top fan. And then I see it, and hey, would you look at that? You're on the show. Also, Christy, David, James, Charles, German, send me a friend request. I'll accept it. Let's go to new YouTube subscribers. Johnny, Hades, El Giro, Alejandro, Lil Sean. I appreciate y'all. New subscribers here on the show. So you're probably been wondering, Mitch, what the heck, oh wait, is this thing? Why are there all these Chucky heads on your show? Well, you're in luck. 0 Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that. That means this rumor, not going to happen. 1 Chucky head is a small shred of truth. I like to think 25% chance of happening. 2 Chucky heads is people are talking. This one's 50-50. 3 Chucky heads is it's pretty likely 75% chance of happening. 4 Chucky heads means this rumor is going to happen. Believe it, baby. Last rumor on today's show. Jon Gruden is the worst coach in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. I'm kidding, but it wouldn't surprise me if they write an article about it. No, this one is from somebody called Comeback. And I would imagine if I was a company called Comeback and I was on anything called YouTube, I don't think it would be with the version with you, if you know what I'm saying. So the fact that they put Jon Gruden as the worst coach in the NFL is actually kind of mind-blowing to me. Because they say he traded Khalil Mack, their best player. Yes, Khalil Mack was a very good player. And that the fact that they finished 4-12 in his very first season. And they said that Jon Gruden hasn't done anything. Interesting. Okay, comeback. Hopefully you can get a good comeback for this video. Jon Gruden has a Super Bowl. He's got 5 playoff wins. He's about to have 100 wins after we beat the Broncos in week 1. And he's been coaching for 12 years. And I think if you can honestly look at Jon Gruden, and compare what he did last year to this year, think about the offseason and the draft that the Raiders just had. Think about all the improvements that this team has had. To call him the worst coach in the NFL, I don't know who Comeback is, but you might be worse than Pro Football Focus. And if you're with me on that, knock on wood. Because I am 100% on board with what the Raiders have done this offseason, with what they did in the draft. And if you think that Jon Gruden is the worst coach in the NFL, get out of here. Go block Comeback, whoever the hell they are, and knock on wood if you're with me. And if you are with me, let's meet up. Let's grab a drink or two. So I'm going to be at the Raiders versus Broncos Monday Night Football game. My section is going to be 105, right behind the black hole. All right, so if you want to meet up, get a picture, like an actual picture, let me know. I'll be looking on Twitter. I'll be looking on Instagram. So just hit me up at Mitchell Renz 365. I'll be in section 105. Raiders versus the Broncos. Let's get a Raider Nation for life in the comments. And F the donkeys. Let's get it. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.